So, every time I turn this camera on, I don't know if it's the lighting on the camera or what. It's just like the lighting is just always off. Like it was fine when I had it on camera, and then for some reason it just turned weird. So, I'm gonna just leave it. So, I have some stuff to talk about, and I know, oh my gosh, I've spent years working on my temper. Listen, not only have I changed, because people wouldn't be able to say stuff wouldn't to me, and I'm not gonna reach out and touch them because I don't know, it's not good. But that's how you're raised, and not how I was raised. But when people piss you off, like, and you have anger issue, or you didn't find ways of communicating and not letting that person affect your life or affect you, then you obviously resort to violence. And sometimes it's hard because when you're Caribbean or Latin, you have this like crazy temper. I say it's from the spicy food personally. I don't think it's like, and the hot weather. So I think being in Canada cooled me a little bit. So what I want to talk about today is businesses, customer service in Calgary, and specifically black businesses and black business owner. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know if this is like a crazy circus or what. I was gonna go live, but I'm gonna wait on that. So I don't know if it's because I always wondered why black people seem to hate each other here. And now I'm starting to understand why. Like, I'm really starting to understand why. Like, for real. Like, I'm probably going to cut this video. Like, I'm so upset. I'm probably going to cut this video short. So first thing I'm going to say is my observation. And everybody observe differently. Now, I'm highly intuitive. Like, energy around me. Something's going to fall, but I think it'll stay. Energies around me, people's real feeling towards me or towards other people. A lot of times people just say it because I feel like I know what they're thinking, so, or what they're up to, so they just like tell me everything about how they feel about everybody else, and they'll be like nice and fake to that person, but they'll just tell me how they feel. And even if they try to be nice and fake to me, I'm like, and I call them out too. I'm such a color outer. I don't give two rat's butt because I'm so sick of the BS. Like, okay, so I know that maybe I'm just not suited for Calgary or whatever the situation is. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens in the near future if I stay here, if I go. Okay, so first thing I'm going to talk about, because it's the first thing that just happened and it's on my mind. Okay, so a lot of times, lots happened today actually. So I went to buy something, and I normally, like, you guys know, I usually live and work like really close, so I'm like, why, I don't need a car kind of thing, which obviously not a good idea, because now I realize I need to be somewhere where I'm away from people, that I don't have to reach out and touch anybody, because people try me. Okay, so I'm thinking, because my face, maybe because I have this, like my mom, this like thing in my face, and plus I lost weight, people seem to have weird reaction to me. Either people look at me, and I guess there's something, and I think two things. I think it is one, I'm Aquarius. Aquarius are very proud, demanding, not demanding, but like presence, right? We're very like, I don't know, we're like, you tend to notice us, right? And two, I'm 5'11". Three, I'm Jamaican. So Jamaicans are vastly proud, and we walk with our head held high, and we're like, some people would call it, and people don't like that, especially if you're not confident and you see somebody with confident, they're walking like they run the world or own the world. People tend to get mad. I don't know why that is. Today I saw a girl, she was strutting her stuff. I didn't get mad. I was like, girl, I'm thinking, do you in your blue funny, interesting hairstyle and your blue jumper. I'm like, girl, you look cute. Like, in my mind, I was thinking, and I'm sure it showed on my face, right? Because I was like, she look cute. Okay. People misread your intentions and misread your facial cues, because a lot of people are just not very smart. Anyways, So I go to buy this thing, and I'm like, all right, so I don't have a car. I usually live and work. One time when I had a business, I lived upstairs. Like, I just don't believe in, I feel like walking and, getting exercise and fresh air is good. And I just think if I get a car, I'm going to be so lazy. I'm going to just drive everywhere. Anyways, excuses, excuses. I have to eventually get one because it's just too much headache. So I go to my place first and foremost. I'm just really like, I thank God for the changes I've made on in myself for a few days and stuff, and maybe, again, we gotta watch our energies, right? So I go to buy this dryer that I've been wanting. I'm like, oh, it's on sale. I don't want it to go away, and hopefully it stays. So I go and I don't even notice it's not there because I'm looking at other stuff. I'm like, oh, what's this and how much is that? And just curious, right? Because I'm like in my mind, you know, I'm believing, what's that, Ehi girl or whatever. I just believe in like, what do you call it? Manifesting things. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that. I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm gonna get that when I have money and da, da, da. Anyways, I went in and then I went to go get the dryer to, it's a good deal. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get this. It's not there. Now, I've seen this dryer all month. I go to the suppliers every week, I think. And I see the dryer all month. For some reason, I just didn't have the cash then, or I used the cash for something else. It seemed like cash just burns hole in my hands. So I'm like, all right, yeah, okay. So I go there. They're like, no, we don't have that. I'm like, oh, shoot. But of course, normally before I get upset, like you can't get upset about something you can't change. So they're like, all right, let me look around. Let me see if we have it. And I'm starting to believe everything happened for a reason too. Like I don't want to like force too many things, So I'm just like, that's how I'm kind of seeing it. Sorry. And so I'm like, all right, I don't know what it is about my face. Like, yeah, like I think my face is usually like normal. Like I'm not like vexed looking. And if I am like this, I'm squinting because I can't see. So I don't know, because I get response where guys are, I don't know if they're trying to pick me up or nice. Some little 25-year-old was like, hey, and I'm like, why are you staring at me like that? People stare at me all the time. Like sometimes I'm like, am I in a zoo? Like, what's happening? So I don't know if it's my height. I don't know. Today I was kind of like raggedy. And anyways, my point, back to the point, because ADD. So I don't get my thing, but I'm like, okay, I'll call a taxi because my idiot friend or whoever was supposed to help me is not coming to help me. Because those people, this is how I know somebody's not good for you as a mate. Too. If you're always they're never around when you're in trouble or when you need them, you know that that's like either bad luck or bad karma. That person is never there when it so happen when they want something from you, they're there. They're like, oh, available, answering your calls. But when you call them, and that's how you know that one, you're on the back burner, or two, you know that they're like not valuing you or your time. And for me, maybe I'm not like a typical black person. Apparently I'm not. I grew up in Canada and I'm very different. So anyways, talking about a typical black person now. I don't know what's going on in the city. I keep talking to people that's like a big, like, and that's why when I talk to people, they probably think, oh, you're just a talker, because most people are talkers. They don't do anything. I'm saying black because that's mostly who's in my circle. I can't speak for everybody else and other stuff, but stuff that I know that distinct with our culture. So they are like, it's like they have no business mind. They have no business stuff. Okay, you want to be in business, but you don't know where the business information center is downtown. You don't know anything about business. I have to tell you something and you're like, and me, like, I think my problem is what people hate about me is I open my mouth and they realize I'm smart and they're like, oh, frick, this bitch, right? Because I feel like I have nothing but positivity that I want to input and impart in people. So when I go, I'm like, oh, okay, you don't have when somebody's taking cash, I'm like, okay, I can get you like a square or whatever. I'm always down to help people. But they just spit in my face. And I'm thinking that if I didn't know something, I would want to be informed, right? But people are so pissed off. It's like, even when I worked with other group of people, it's like they're mad that I knew something they didn't know and they didn't come up with. It's constant with me. I don't know what it is that I do or say that like seem to irritate people. So for example, so I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to talk about other situations, So I got there. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get some trolley because the trolleys were on sale too. And I'm like, damn, I'm going to get this because I don't know when it's going to be cheap like this again or whatever. It's a good deal, 2 for 1 or whatever. So I'm like, all right, great. last two left. I'm gonna get them because I don't want to be in the dryer situation. So I took it easy. Like normally you'd be like, oh man, I didn't get my dryer, get mad. I'm like, you know what? I'm broke, but let me just get these trolleys because I'm gonna need them, and I'm feeling good. And I'm like, nothing is gonna spoil my joy because there's been like I got a few bad emails. Like somebody was like, basically, it's like having your record label say they're gonna drop you, but you didn't sign with them, and they're like, we were looking at you, but we're gonna drop you because. And I'm like, yes. In my mind, I'm like, it's a blessing. I know you think you're like screwing up my life or you're like messing with me, but I'm like, blessing. And I know, and I said to myself when something happened with this group of people that I was gonna sign on with or something, I noticed, I'm like, why does this person keep constantly calling me last minute and trying to do stuff? Does she know I'm a hairdresser? People book like sometimes 6 weeks in advance, 3 months with me in advance. I like that. It's good because you're in the book, you have your appointment book, time flies really fast. Things go by. So anyways, for me, I'm always trying to learn like professionalism, book, people skill. I've seen crazy stuff. People that run business, oh my God, I can't, I'm going to have to talk about this. Like the hairdressing situation here has to be unionized. There's no way this can go on like this. It's like the wild, wild west. It's just crazy. The ripoff, the craziness that's going on. So anyways, I take the taxi. The taxi driver stood in front of me coming out the door, and I'm kind of like, hi, hello. And he ignores me, all right? Like he's almost giving me this dirty scowl. And I'm like, well, hi, I called you. Like, and then when he opens the window, I said, hi, I'm saying hello to you. Why are you not answering or responding? And he's like, I don't remember what he said. He was just like said a dumb excuse. And I'm like, you could see the look on his face like he was disappointed. So I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, I've dealt with racism and people, and especially people of color. A lot of my issues, like East Indian and Filipinos, they really have a problem with black people because they've had a few experience that's negative. You know how people are, they're slow. They don't think of people as individual. They think of you as color and culture. They don't think, oh, that person, they don't know the difference that a person growing up in Canada or grow up in a different country is going to exhibit different behavior or will be different. So I get in the car and he's got this nasty energy, like bad attitude. And I know I could have just sat there and not said anything, but I was cheerful and I was like, so what's wrong with you? Why do you look so sour? Why do you have that sour face on? And the thing is, when people are closed-minded or prejudiced, and I say prejudiced, not racist, because there's people that are prejudiced but not racist. So when they're prejudiced and they have a preconceived notion about somebody, they do little things that are like, they emote behaviors that they don't even realize they do. So for example, he sat there and he gave me this weird look of disappointment. You know when you like open your Christmas gift and it's not what you want and you're like irritated or something? That's the look he gave me. He was like, I don't know, like, because it's almost like, I don't know if it was because I'm friendly that irritates people, or if it's because he saw like, oh, fucking, sorry, black girl. Like that's the look he gave me, like, oh, like a black girl. Like he was irritated. So I was thinking he's a person of color too. So I was like, what is this? I didn't, like, it was a flash. So I ignored it. Because for me, I read facial cues, body language, everything like in flash of seconds. I can tell what that person is thinking, how they're behaving, and I can feel their energy too. Like energy is very important. So anyways, I get in the taxi and he's like, so he says to me, I hate when people ask me dumb questions too. Like that, yeah, that irritates me. He says, I have two trolleys. And he goes, so both of them? And I'm thinking, okay, so what would let you believe? I said no. So I'm very sarcastic. Now I know why sometimes people don't like me. But you don't know that about me until you know me, right? So I said, no, just one. And we'll just leave the other one right here on the curb. And he I thought it was funny, and I thought he was going to be like, hoo hoo, and smile away. See, some people would take that and just be like, run with that as a joke and just be like, all right, whatever, smarty pants kind of thing, right? But no, he was just like, gave me this dirty look, and I'm like, all right, you're not going to change. No matter how nice I am to you and fun I am to you, you're not going to change your behavior. You have such hate. Like, I can feel the energy of hate towards me. And I just met this guy 2 seconds ago, So anyways, he puts the address in and he's heading here. And then first he says, which way there's two ways. You can go this way or this way. And I said, the fastest way. And I said, and then he goes, well, I said, one way. I said, so he said, you can go McLeod, blah, blah, blah. And I said, blah, blah. And he goes, no, you can absolutely not go that way. I said, there's only one option or something, he said. And I said, you just said there's two options, choose one. it's like so crazy. I'm like, this guy was trying to pick a fight. You know those people when they have prejudice in their head, they'll like come up with solution like problems to like imprint what they believe. So that's the thing is, it's like if you believe a dog is gonna bite you, you would almost like bug the dog to piss the dog off so he bites you because your mindset is so screwed up. So anyways, I'm just like, okay, I can see this guy's not gonna stop with the weird things. So then anyways, I was like, just the quickest way because I'm like, this guy is trying to like push my buttons, right? And first when I said at first I said to him, so what's the matter? You look so pissed off. You should. And he's like, oh, I've been sitting around waiting. And I'm thinking, okay, first I saw him pull up, so and I made sure like I was so good about it. I'm like, hi. I even interrupt the girl. I said, can you help me pull this outside? He's here. So before he even turned the corner, I was getting the girl to help me with to the door with the boxes. And they're not very heavy. So anyways, so I don't know what his issue was, first and foremost. So duh, that's not. So I'm like, where is he waiting? He was waiting for a call. Like I said, he didn't get any call. I'm thinking, so I said to him, then you should be happy to see me now because now you have a fare and you're busy and you're going to be taking me a long distance kind of thing, right? It's like a good distance. It's not like a $5 fare, right? It's like a good little distance. I know the industry because I have friends that are taxi drivers. So anyway, he just kind of gave me again a dirty look. Again, I'm telling you, like everything I'm doing, like, and I'm trying to like cheer him up and be nice. He's just giving me bad energy. Everything I give him good energy, he gives me bad. Yeah. So, anyways, um, these people just drive me nuts. Like people, I don't, yeah. So I in the cab, and then I said, what did I say? No, I really said anything, and he said, I said just the easiest, quickest way, obviously, and he's like kind of thing, like, you know, because people, they say go here and go, like he's just trying to be annoying as f, right? And I'm just like, whatever. So I get on my phone and I'm like, note to self, attitude, because I'm writing phrases and stuff down, and I'm like, your attitude is your longitude. So if your energy is bad, like that's why people are like, oh, well, how people give you free things and they're nice to you and stuff like that. People are nice to me because I'm nice to them. Simple. And I am like, I was that bubbly child. People try to kill it out of you and people hate you. They don't trust you. They're like, oh, when does somebody's happy? Oh, shoot. When somebody's happy, I don't trust them because they're up to something, whatever. You're just a hater and you are negative and you're going to always have problems. So he's getting to close to the house. And I said, he's like, is it that building there? And he points to the building. And I'm like, yeah, just turn and go into the parking lot. So he passes the building and drives. And I was like, where you going? I said, this building. But he's like, when I said it to him, you know how most people would like respond and kind of try to turn around. He's just like slowly like, I don't know if he's mental or he's on something. So he's like slowly like driving for another couple of blocks. And I was like, so when you turn around, and he's like, is it the right side or the left? He's like, this building here. I was like, no, the other building you pointed at kind of thing. And he's like, oh, like slowly, like, you know, and I don't think he's slow. I think he's just purposely being annoying, right? So I was like, yeah, so when you turn around the cab, because I'm not trying to walk with, like, what am I going to walk with the too big thing, you know, the stuff where I took a cab because it's not easy to take. So, and then I said, when you turn around, it's the building on the right. And he's like, is it the building on the right or left? I'm like, yeah, when you turn around, it's going to be on the right-hand side. It's like a baby. So I get there and I'm like, so can you stop the meter now? Because you kind of, that was your fault. And I mean, it's $1 more or whatever, but I'm not trying to pay because you decide you want to play some games to get a little extra bucks. You know, like that wasn't enough. And the guy's so stupid. He's being so rude. And it's like, don't you think about your tip? Like, I am not going to tip you if you're a. Like, and then you're going to say, oh, see, black people don't tip. Well, if you're especially rude and you're especially not nice, I'm not going to tip you. So anyways, he drops me off and I'm like, so I handed him like the $18, like exactly. It came up to, it was like 17.75 or something, and I gave him $18. And I'm like, and I took it out because I was gonna pay. I was in my mind, I'm like, okay, I don't have, I know how much it's supposed to be, and I'm like, okay, if I like him, my goal was like, well, I saw from the beginning he was gonna be a jerk, so I didn't think anything, but I'm like, if he changes behavior by the time we get to our distance, which is like a good half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever, I use my card and then I'll just tip him on the card. But we pulled up, the behavior didn't change, so I took out cash. So anyways, when I go to pay him, And I was like, yeah, I got to take those things out of the back. He sat in the taxi just like he did when he came up. And that's what I don't like. If I see your behavior is lazy and sloppy and you just sit there and like want me to do everything, like if you don't know that, come out of the car, greet me, be nice and be friendly. With the thing that you think I'm used to this kind of behavior? Maybe somebody lied to you and told you black people like to be treated like crap, but not me, not this girl here, okay? Look at this face, not me. So, anyways, the lighting. I gotta do something about this lighting. I look like an orange something. Anyways, I love being dark on this picture. I'm so dark, but the thing is the orange. So, anyways, he drops me off, so I give him the exact money, like literally maybe 25 cents tip. But he takes the thing out, and most taxi driver will put it by the door or stuff. He put it right exactly like. So I like looked at him like, and another thing is I tested him so many times to try to see if I could be like last minute, let me just tip you. So I give him the 17, and I'm thinking to myself, let me see if he's gonna be like change the attitude and shake it off and be like, okay, do you want me to help you carry it up the stairs? Because then I'd be like, you know what? Maybe even though he gave me so many negative signs, I'm like, maybe I'm reading him wrong. Because you can turn people around just based on behavior, just based on things. You could say, you know what? Yeah, I really wish I should have gone, but I had to talk because I was so angry. I'm gonna smarten up kind of thing, because maybe this chick is not the one or not the type. So he puts it right there, like so spiteful, like he's the kind of guys that I can't stand. Like the behavior is so like not gentlemanly, just not nice. It's like the people that irritate you, but they try because they're miserable. They try to drag you in that miserable energy. So I'm just like, skirt. So I was like, I smiled. I'm like, okay, baby, you can't with me. So I just went and got my thing, and I struggled with it and brought it upstairs. No problem. I've been struggling all my life. I'm strong black woman. So I'm done with this idiot. So I go to pick up monies from a place that I worked for only a few days. So, okay, this, oh my God, how am I going to do this story? Part two. So I see yeah. So I go to the place and we talked, and like, again, I just don't know why I don't follow my instinct, and every time I'm so wrong, and I'm so right, and I'm like, why did I push myself? So anyways, quick fast forward, blah, blah, blah. Rewind. So I go to this place and we talked a few times, and he looked at me like I was some kind of like, and he's like, oh, are you from somewhere else? So I guess he was nice to me because he thought I was from an out of town or something. I don't know what it was. And the first time he was nice, and I looked at him, I'm like, do you hire female barbers or hairdressers or whatever? And he's like, yeah, and then he's like, yeah, I waited for him legitimately like 2 hours, I think, that day till he was finished what he was doing. I think he had like 4 clients or stuff, and I waited and I waited. Like, that's another thing, black people, you just so don't value people's time, and you're so rude and disrespectful. Between showing up late for appointments, not showing up, and when somebody shows up, you keep them there and you're sitting on the phone, and you just like the rude shit we do. I don't know if people here in Calgary understand. These are the things, and it's like they're unaware of it. So let me put it out there for you if you're unaware of it. Okay, let me just put it out there for you. You know what? I want to say more. I'm going to go in the bathroom where there's more light because I feel like I need to like be ready. Okay, so let me put it out there for you. Okay? Being late, one, is so disrespectful and disgusting. I'm late sometimes 5-15 minutes, okay? If I'm late for you, trust me, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to make it up to you, whether it's not just buying your coffee or doing something to say, you know what, your time is valuable to me. And if, like as a stylist, you can run behind sometimes. It happens. People, generally when stylists run behind is because other people screw them over and show up late. Everybody's like 20 minutes, half an hour late. For my business, it's okay. You could be late the first time because you're finding the place, but I'm not trying to play this. You're always late. You're always, I tell you, I'm closed this day. You're like, oh, can you put me in on Friday? Can you put me in on Friday? And I'm like, I don't work Fridays. Thank you. Work with my schedule. It's me and a bunch of other people that I have to work with. Anyways, so enough about that. So I go to this guy, I talk to this guy, and I notice I give him my number, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to talk. And I don't mean, my memory's not great always. He doesn't call me. I call him, months go by, I call him again. So what's going on? Yeah, man, come, bring your things and come. It's like, so freaking unprofessional. One, you don't ask me for a resume. Two, you don't sit down and talk to me. So I go in and I ask questions. I'm like, what is it? And me too, it's my fault. This is the thing, is taking responsibility for myself. Because when he was like, yeah, come on, I'm thinking that's kind of slackness. The way you're doing things is, one, I need to know about everything. I need to know about parking. Like, first of all, you're trying to tell me to come there and bring my clients. So, one, this is a big responsibility. I'm moving businesses. It's like moving from here to another province. You don't just pick up and go without a job, without a plan and stuff. So I'm just like, the way he's talking to me, like, it's nothing. Like, just come. I'm like, all right. Finally, after a month, I'm like, okay, summertime is a good time to scope out the area, promote in the area, do stuff, promote myself. Okay, now, stylist. I might even tag stylist in this, and I don't know where I'm going to post this yet. But do not pick up your crap and go to another person's salon, barbershop, or whatever without making sure you're on sign understanding of what they expect from you, what you expect for them. Ask 100 questions. I can give you a list. I think I might post a list of questions to ask on my website. Because I feel like the stylists here are getting bamboozled and screwed over so bad. And that's why there's a salon on every block. First of all, I gotta know about parking. I gotta know what you're offering me. You can't just say, come and bring your clients. Yeah, you want my clients, but what are you gonna give me? Will you give me your clients too? Like, it's a shared responsibility. Are you gonna give me any walk-ins? Are you gonna help me build? Because when you move, you lose clients because whatever, just maybe not convenient. Maybe they're just like, screw it, I just don't feel like going. It's just known. You move, especially if you move out of the area, you lose clients. So he's like telling me, come. So I'm like, all right, for me, how I do things, and stylists, you should all do this. Check out the place first. Don't quit your job. Don't just like run around like crazy. Just go for a couple of days a week. Make sure you have an understanding. And the first thing he said to me, I'm not signing nothing. I was like, what do you mean? It's like you have to sign a contract. You have to say, okay, it's not even a contract. It's like, I agree to pay 60% and I provide this. You have to have it outlined. You cannot just be like, oh, yeah, come. And then when the person packs up their crap and go there, you're just like, then they're out on the street. Never leave your ass out on the street, people. Stylists, never, or barbers, never let you just screw up your life and stuff because they don't care about you. If they care, they would be like, okay, no problem. If somebody comes to work for me, like sometimes I wonder, like, these people, how are they in business? Because when somebody worked for me, I had ahead of time, I can show people now, and I won't post it, but it's called Employee Handbook, and it has everything in it. It had like, our hours of operation, what we do in downtime and stuff. I want you to understand what you're getting into. So there's no question or complaint after. You can say, all right, okay, so I understand, I'm agreeing to getting this much percentage and everything we talked about before. It's like when I talked to him the second time or the third time, it was like he was looking at me like, again, this fake, I'm going to pretend I'm stupid so I can screw people over kind of thing is not working. So he's looking at me like, what? And I'm like, so how much percentage for product sale? He's sitting there on product for 2 years, not none of the product sale. Like, what kind of person doing somebody's hair and don't recommend some nice moisturizer or some nice oil to make your hair shiny and look good and whatever? That's part of our job. It's not I'm trying to push product. You're not pushing product. This is taking care of your clients. No coffee. I'm looking around like, okay, what a coffee or tea or nothing. Okay, you don't have to be rich to offer. You can even go get some instant coffee or just whatever and like a little thermos or whatever. And I see water there. And he's like, oh, the water's for sale. And I'm thinking, okay, let me get this straight. So you have no like a cooler or fridge to offer your client water. And the cooler you have, you're selling it to the client? I don't know why I never noticed this before. But I'm just like, oh my God, this can't be real. So anyways, this is what happened. So I go there and I'm like, okay, so what I'm going to do is when new clients call, because I'm not trying to bring my clients in until I see what's going on. I got to go in for a few days, see if I like the energy, the environment. Thank God I did. I'm not trying to quit my job and like, it's not great, but I'm not trying to run around and quit my job and be like, oh yeah. So, and then 2 days later, look what would have happened. I would have been so screwed. Anyways, he says to me, I walk in the first day to work. We agreed on a few days, 3 days a week. When you're freelancing and the funny thing, we're talking about chair rental, but he's not saying how much a month he's charging. He's like, you eat and I eat, and this all this ghetto talk. You eat some food, me eat some food. And I'm like, no, no, no. I'm like, okay, well, what's the percentage? Okay, if I get 60%, I said, that's kind of a little bit, it's different because I'm not a barber, right? So the stuff I do is a little bit more expensive. Now, the stuff I do is like, keratin treatment, relaxers, and stuff like that. So if you're a barber, you're cutting $25 haircut. It's okay to do like a commission that's whatever. Don't forget, I'm buying bleach, I'm buying color, I'm buying perm, so that's coming out of my end. So it has to be fair because I'm not trying to go somewhere and then I want to quit because you're trying to take all this commission and then I have no money to technically run my business. So that's how it works. So I'm like, okay, so there's different ways you can get paid in my industry. So you could say, all right, I just work and then at the end of the week, this is what the commission is. There was no conversation. I'm just trying to figure out. Every time I ask him, he's like, oh, yeah. Like, when somebody's just trying to be shady. So he wouldn't agree on anything. And I said, okay, so, when you sign on it. And then I remember why I never came and signed on anything. He's like, yeah, I'm going to sign on. I was like, huh? What do you mean? Like, you have to sign to say what we're agreeing to. You can't just tell me what we're agreeing to and I'm going to say, okay, yeah, okay. And then when I go to ask you for it, or you have my money. So I said, so because he was being so shady, I was like, yeah, so I provide my own machine and I use my own debit, which I usually do. I just haven't done it for a while because I'm like, okay, I've been trying with people and I swear to God. So first when I went in there, we're talking about books and to read and I'm like giving him good idea. And I'm like, you should take this course. It's like, we're still talking about this. So I said, I've been so giving. I haven't done anything to deserve this treatment. Why? So I said, let me see. So I said to him, like I was talking about this course I took as a business training course that was amazing. And I'm like, if you get a chance, you should take it. It's amazing. I haven't done anything to piss this guy off. I didn't think. And so I said, he only collects cash. And I'm like, all right. So if you want to, I have this extra Square. It's easy. You download the software. It's not super expensive. You can put it on your phone. You can put it on your tablet. You can whatever. And you have debit. You can take, I don't know about debit. You can take Visa, MasterCard, whatever. So I'm like thinking I'm helping. He seemed excited about it. He's like, yeah. But then I guess not. But anyways, back to the first day I started. I don't know why I didn't do this. Like I'm not going to check the pipe because I think obviously if you're, my thinking, this is what screws me up all the time. I'm thinking, okay, I'm a hairstylist. You must have running proper water and things there because first he was arguing about the fact that I couldn't bring my product. I'm thinking, so you want me to use all this? Do you remember my clientele is multicultural? So I have white clients, I have Chinese clients. I can't use this grease on their hair. So can I bring my product? Oh no, you can't bring your product because I'm like, and then the funny thing that's so funny, that's hilarious. This guy never sells one product. I've been there for a few days watching him. Not one product recommendation. All he did is have a nasty face, a rude face, and he was acting like I was the police. That's how he acted around me, like I was like a Babylon. So the first day I walked in, he looked at me like, give me this nasty look, like I went with my suitcase and stuff. I mean, I take transit, whatever. And he looked at me like, who are you? And I was like looking at him like, what did I do? I'm like trying to figure out, like, I'm not wearing booty shorts. I'm not like, I'm professional. I've been in this industry for 25 years. I'm not going to dress wrong. I'm not going to do anything weird. He's looking at me like he's never seen me before. I started taking out my stuff. I was like, hello. No good morning, no hi, no welcome. No, this is where the bathroom is. This is where the laundry is. Nothing. Like he barely said 2 words to me the whole day. And I'm thinking, okay, scratching my head like, okay, so what did I miss? What sign did I miss? What happened between the time we talked on the Friday or Saturday and I said, okay, I'll see you on Monday? What? Anyways, so I am like, I thought that was funny because first of all, if I have a business, think about it. Somebody's starting with you to bring you money and you're not even remotely respectful. You're not like, oh, welcome. Nice to see you. I'm glad you came. Or, welcome aboard. Like nothing, like there's no professionalism. There's no people skill. There's no management skill. There's nothing. So in his head, he's like, come and bring me money and F off, pretty much. I'm thinking to myself, okay, so obviously I didn't have much booked because most of my clients know I'm not working on Monday, so they're not gonna book. But I'm thinking, all right, so I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna like email blast people. I'm gonna just work on promoting like myself, and and I had one client and I booked the client, and the client's like, yeah, I'm coming. It's a client from my website, when she Googled and found me, and I'm like, okay, perfect, new client, like new area, get people used to the new area. So obviously I'm not going to be like on the phone ring. Okay, so I'm quit and now you can come here. No, I want to see if you're crazy first. And I want to see that it's a good fit. I want to see if everything's smooth, if it's like a good vibe, right? Thank God I did. So anyways, he didn't say two words to me. Like he's on the phone, like ignoring me. And then he looks over at me like I was like he wasn't expecting me. And I was like, so at one point I said, oh, you knew I was coming today, right? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so what's with the nasty attitude and bad energy and face? I was like, okay, whatever. So I worked, I did the one client. And the time I was there, I was on my phone trying to like market. And I didn't want to put too much out there yet because I wanted to make sure. And I'm like, okay, whenever clients call me, I'll just tell them, where do you want to go? Can you come here? And just, because my thing is, I don't care what their issues are. When you're dealing with me, it's like, it's about me and my clients. And if I'm here, my clients will come. I just want to make sure I have the tools and stuff. So the second thing I said to him at the end of the day, can you get me a cupboard? Now a cupboard is somewhere or something. Remember, there's lots of space there. There's room. There's like a whole empty section with a chair. I'm like, okay, perfect. Cupboard would fit here. I'm not just like asking for anything ridiculous. So I said, can I get a cupboard? So now the cupboards range from between, I don't know, 39. I saw one for 39 and maybe $120. I'm like, it's like if you're inviting somebody to live with you, you can't just leave your place the way it is. You have to say, okay, I'm going to make room for that person. I'm going to give space in my, if you're, in my closet, I'm going to give space in my stuff. Like, no space, no organization, no talking, no, okay, this is what we're going to do. Nothing. Just ignorance, rudeness. Long mount. I'm like, okay, so I said to the person, can you buy me a cupboard so I can put my stuff away? Because remember, I'm not a barber. I'm not just like having my cutting tool and stuff. I have tons of crap because one, I do a multicultural client, so a different hair type. Two, because I am a stylist / barber. I'm not just a barber. So I'm going to be doing relaxers. So I need somewhere to put my buckets of relaxers. I need somewhere to put my bleach. I need somewhere to put my foils. I need somewhere to put my color bowls. I'm not taking up a lot. I had 2 cupboards at the old salon I rented from because, God, I had stuff, right? A lot of stuff. So this guy texts me back, and this is what he said to me. I'm not buying any cupboard. That's it. That's how you talk to somebody that's new and you're trying to get to come to your place to bring you money. So in our industry, so they're so screwed up here in Calgary. So let me get this straight. You have a little space. Don't forget we can work out of our home, and that's why so many stylists work out of their home and do all this stuff. You have a place and you want me to come there and bring you my dollar so you can give me 50 cents back or 60 cents. But you're mean and nasty and rude and you're intimidated. Obviously, it's obvious. Everywhere I go, people are like, in the end, they always tell me they're intimidated by me. I don't know why. When you know what you're doing, people tend to be intimidated. And then he said something like, oh, your haircut was good and your lineup was good. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm probably gonna need a lot of practice, but yeah, what do you think I do for a living? Yeah, I wouldn't come there if I didn't know what I was doing. So my thinking is, okay, the odd clients will toss my way while I'm just slowly bringing my clients over and rebuilding. I even told him, I had a huge talk with him. I said, listen, I'm gonna market in this area because a lot of clients that I have won't come this area because one, it's downtown. A lot of clients don't like downtown. Two, it's nice to have clients in the area and that's by the place, the salon or whatever, so they know, like, okay, so I'm going to market, so I said, I'm going to have to do a bunch of free stuff. He's like, what? What does that mean? I'm like, okay, I don't know if these people, like, I don't know where they, like, went to school or, like, I know they didn't go to school, obviously, so just based on their behavior, but common sense you're gonna have to market and do maybe I've done a few free haircuts for people just to say, listen, this is me. If you like what I do, it's like giving food sample. If you like this, buy it, right? Here you go. I do a haircut for you. If you like it, please come back and see me. Here's a discount, or here's whatever. You have to. The first little while, your broke ass better be just out there pounding the pavement. You're not gonna just be like, hey, come pay me full price. And I saw a lady, and she's like, how much do you charge? And I was like, hey, I'll do it for you for $10 off or whatever. I think it was, yeah, $10 off. So, and then he didn't get that. He was like, it was like so greedy. And then the first day, do you know what he said to me? Okay, anybody that has any kind of professionalism and know this industry, don't forget you're supposed to be in this industry. So you're supposed to know the industry. Like, I don't know what industry you're in. It's funny to think that people could be your industry, but like have no sense or have no experience. It's like you could be in the city, be black, and never encounter or deal with anybody outside of your community. I'm just like, wow, how do you do that? So anyways, he said to me, oh shoot, it's like a really long video. I don't know what I'm going to do. He says to me, where's your clients that you're talking about or you say you have? I'm thinking, this is the first day. It's like saying to somebody, well, don't you know where everything is? And it's like that first day. And you're like, wait, like, it takes 6 years. It takes 6 months to a year to see clients. Some clients I'm just seeing now, almost in a year after being at a salon that I went to. So, and plus the economy is bad. So, of course. And I do charity. I really believe in charity. I think good karma and good energy helps you. So I'm thinking to myself, so I sent him a text. And I said, this is the second day. Yeah. So I said, because I knew I had nothing booked and I'm promoting, but I know that when you promote, like it'll take sometimes a month before you start seeing the people, or sometimes if you're lucky, you'll get a last minute person that says, hey, can I come next week or whatever. So I'm like, all right. So I didn't want to sit there all day and just waste time because you know me, time is money, and I believe in, if I want to waste time, I can waste it myself. I don't want anybody wasting my time, or I don't want to waste people's time. So I'm like, all right. I had a girl, I promised her how to do a makeover. She had no job, and I know how it is because I was looking for a job. I met her actually when I was looking for a second job. Hardworking Jamaican. So I said to her, I'm looking for a model for something, and I tend to get models that I think need the help more than most. Like, I'm not going to use my clients that can afford me, or sometimes I use my clients, but a lot of times it's something that I want to try. Like, for example, if I haven't been doing any fading for a while, I'll use a model and just practice my fade on, and you get a free haircut, man. And if you don't like it, then you shave your head. Or I'll work on my highlights, or I'm like, so anyways, the girl was like, I don't know, I was super nice. She said, oh, thank you so much, when I approached her at the time because I needed a model for something else. And I felt bad because it turned out the idiot guy, same thing. He was like, well, how many clients do you have? Blah, blah. Again, I felt like he wanted everything from me, but didn't want to put anything up. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to this place. And of course he called and said, oh yeah, I'll come back when you're blah, 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 more established. And I'm thinking, bitch, you just missed out because me working at your salon, you're learning more from me. It's like getting a free $2,000 class. So if you don't want me there and you don't even have a clue who I am and how hardworking I am, then it's on you. I can build a clientele in no time. I just have to put the work in. And I'm friendly, and I will walk up to people and I'll approach people. So if he's like being shady, because I ask question like, first of all, why would I go to your salon? You have let me get this straight. You have no healthcare benefits. I'm not a child. I'm a freaking older woman. You have no benefits. You provide nothing but come and bring you my money and bring you my clients. Do you know how traumatic it is to move to a different salon? I know what happens every time I go to a new salon. I tend to work in white salons, and it's like you feel like a monkey in a zoo. Yesterday, I was doing a client. It was a black girl. Literally, of course, because I'm the only black one there. This lady stared at me, another lady from another person's client, from walking through the door till she left an hour and a half later. She stared at me so much. Every time I look, I felt her energy. I felt she was looking at me. And I'm like, I feel like I'm on display. When I first go anywhere, it's like, it's so annoying. Like, at least try to be not so obvious about it. Don't sit there and gawk at me. Like, when you're gawking at me, you're gawking at my clients. You're making them feel uncomfortable. Like, common sense. Like, I can't stand stupid people. Common sense says, okay, you want to stare, but just be casual about it. Just kind of walk by and glance. But no gawk with your mouth wide open and stare at me. And when I can see you in the mirror is, you're behind me, but the mirror is in front of me. I can see you with your mouth wide open. I can see you gawking at me. So, gawking at me and my client makes them uncomfortable. Just act normal. Like, yes, I know you've never seen black people before. You've never seen 90% of what I've done because you're dumb and you don't go for any kind of training outside of doing white hair and everything that you do. So you're gonna be like curious. I don't care if you're curious. Don't come touch my client and don't be just like staring all day at me. Like, it's annoying. So, anyways, and just with your envious eyes, like, so, anyways, this guy, I don't even know what to call him. So I was like wondering why he's acting so weird and stuff. Like the second day, I was like, so I did this girl because I texted him and I said, listen, I'm gonna do a charity thing because I promised this girl I would do her hair for a charity thing. Now, she got almost $200 worth of service for free, and I promise you, I don't know why, but when people are a liar and thief, they think everybody else is a liar and thief. So you know what he said to me? So I went to pick up my money from him. I was like, okay. Anyways, at the end of the day, it was just so uncomfortable. He made me feel so uncomfortable. I don't know what it was about me, but he just made me feel like he didn't want me there. And I was like, I should have known that from jump. The first day I shouldn't have went back. Oh yeah, I called him and I said I was coming in because I was feeling well one day, and I was doing something that's taking longer than I should have. Said, you know what? First of all, it's the first week, so I'm thinking, you know, marketing, do all this stuff. So that's why. Plus, I wasn't feeling well, to be honest. So I was like, you know what? Let me come in Friday then, and I send him a text, and then he's like, oh, no problem, whatever. Apparently, that there was a problem for me. Like I said, I'm at an appointment that's taking longer. I think he thinks I was doing hair or something. I don't know what he thought, but he thinks wrong, and I can tell that just from his personality. So I was like, I was almost in bed all day. I was so feeling, I have a immune disorder, so I get really tired and sick sometimes. So, anyways, so the next day I go in and he look at me, give me the same look again, and then he says to me, "Oh." So I was thinking, okay, so I'm just hanging out for an hour. So I went in. What time? 2 hours before my client came, and I sent a text before I left, and I said, "Hey, I knew I was going to be bored and I had nothing booked yet because sometimes clients call me from my website and stuff and they book, but I had nothing booked because I'm new still. I'm still establishing and promoting, right? Good thing I didn't do too much because imagine if I did all this and then I'm stuck. So, yeah. So the client, I said to him in the text, I said, I'm going to do a charity for this girl because I told her I'd do her hair for free. And just to help her out. She had no job. And, like I thought, if I did her hair and her hair looked nice, she's going to get a job. That's just how I think. I'm always trying to help people. And that always backfires. Anyways, so I go to get the money he owes me today because the way it was weird and how he acted towards me that day, I just didn't even. The girl walked out. She didn't pay me. Like you could see that. Like we didn't leave at the same time. She left, and at the end of the day, he was acting funny and weird. And he's like, "What?" I walked upstairs and I packed everything because I'm just like, this energy is weird. First thing he said to me, by the way, is when I went in was, "Oh, my daughter is gonna do this guy's hair," and I'm thinking, I was coming in. So if you have your daughter doing hair, like, why can't you just give me one little client, one little digga client? Like it, so I come here and bring clients, but you have a problem giving me clients. So that rubbed me the wrong way because I'm like, well, if one little client I can't do his hair and he's like, oh, I didn't know. He's trying to give me, when people are lying to your face and you're like, so I'm the kind of person, I'm a Aquarius, so I'm very intuitive. I know when you're lying to me or not. So he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't know if you were coming. So I'm thinking, okay, I text you when I'm not coming. And I was coming Friday. So I literally said to him, I didn't tell you I here that date. And I know the client was in the chair. But I said, yeah, but I didn't think it was a big deal. I said, I told you I'm here these 3 days. So obviously, I was coming. It's Friday. Okay. So then, anyways, so I didn't, so that was like, I don't know if that bugged them or what, but I just said, it's coming, like, basically. So the girl took 2 hours to do this guy's hair. The guy hairs, it wasn't nice, it didn't look right to me. I don't know, she's learning, right? But, no judgment, but I know I would do a 10 times better job. Isn't your whole deal is to have somebody leave your salon looking good and loving it and just being happy? Like, is it about the fact that somebody's going to make a little $20? Really? That's a problem? Oh. Okay.